Good morning, everybody. I'm going to do a walkthrough in my garden today, show you what I've got growing in there. It's been a disappointing year in some regards and a really good year in some others. I'm going to do a little walkthrough, show you the disappointments and show you what I'm happy with. We kept this garden really weed-free up until about 3 weeks ago, and the mosquitoes have become absolutely terrible. So I'm not out here weeding it anymore, but I'm going to show you how I've controlled the weeds as best that I can. So follow along with this little tour, grab yourself a cup of coffee and enjoy. First thing I'm going to start out with is the big disappointment. I replanted my sweet corn 3 times. The first 2 times nothing even came up. This time at least I've got somewhat of a stand. It's not great, but we'll get some sweet corn out of it. I'm really pleased with my green beans. I plant, it's about 48 feet, it's 3 hog panels long, and I grow a Kentucky Wonder. It's a pole bean, so it climbs up the trellis, the hog panel. And as you can see, we're starting to get some blossoms. So green beans will be picking soon. Nice bunch of blossoms. This year is the first time I've ever grown collards. A good friend of mine said, "Steve, you gotta try it. You grow some collards, that will be your favorite vegetable from that point on." I don't know anything about growing them. I just put them in the ground and let them grow. A row of peppers, and they've all got little peppers on them, so we will get some of those. Now I wanted to tell you about what I use to control the weeds to some degree. I have siding boxes. When I do vinyl siding, they come in a 12-foot box. So I bring those boxes home and I lay it down next to the rows, and then I put a layer of straw over the top. As you can see, it doesn't work perfect, but it's fine. I mean, I can still get in here and see what I've got growing. It's not like the weeds have overtaken the entire garden. And I'm not going to swat mosquitoes to get out here and do any more weeding. So the tomato plants. Usually we plant 6. This year I thought, well, 6 is good, 24 ought to be better, right? So we got 24 tomato plants growing. We have gotten a few tomatoes already. And I don't use those tomato cages anymore. I thought I'd use these fence posts and then tie a string from the plant to the post. I don't know, I'm sure there's better ways to do it. Zucchinis, my word. My wife said don't put in any more than 2 zucchinis. Well, we put those first 2 zucchinis in, and they just didn't look like they were doing very well. So I bought some more. I got 6 zucchini plants out here. Way too many zucchinis. But these were the first 2 that I planted. And the way that I do this is I plant my zucchinis underneath a hog panel, arched. Get out of the sun here. There we go. An arched hog panel. I plant the zucchinis under the panel, and then I have cucumbers that climb up that hog panel as a trellis. I've done that twice. You can see the other one down there. Same thing, only this one, I had 3 zucchini plants I planted under that trellis. Get out of the sun. More zucchini. We've got some acorn squash, some butternut squash, and the cucumbers. These vines decided they didn't want to climb up, and they're just sprawling out. My raised bed. We've already taken a bunch of radishes out of it. I planted some more. I've got some carrots. The carrots were a disappointment too. They didn't come up like I hoped they would. I've got some beets growing in there and some lettuce. And people have asked me, Steve, are marigolds any good to eat? Well, I don't know if they're any good to eat, but I plant these more in remembrance of my grandmother. She always had marigolds planted in her garden, and she claimed that the marigolds kept the rabbits out. Now another fellow that I know says it'll keep the deer out too. Maybe so, don't know, but pretty much they're planted in remembrance of my grandmother. So we got them planted in several spots. That's it, folks. That's my garden tour. Thanks for following along. I appreciate it. And until the next time, take care and God bless. Time to start harvesting some more zucchinis.